I'm Ken Eastwood, and I'm here to talk to some dedicated City of London employees who have taken time out of their day to talk about their role in London's 4-year strategic plan. When we think of city services, most people think about the things we can see: roads, parks, public facilities. What about the things we can't see, or the things we didn't even know the city was prepared for? When we talk about leading in public service, one of the 4 areas of focus of London's strategic plan, we're talking about key strategies that may not be top of mind for Londoners. But while we may never see a workplace diversity and inclusion committee meeting, and certainly hope we never see our emergency response team in action, we know they're there, behind the scenes, so that we can rest easy. And as taxpayers, fiscal prudence is at the top of everyone's mind. And City Council has taken a bold step with a new, innovative 4-year budget cycle. Larry Pilarchio and Jason Sinnes are at City Hall to help us make sense of all this. So, Larry, Jason, in 25 words or less, can you tell us just what is a multi-year budget?
A multi-year budget is over a 4-year period, which coincides with Council's term. It gives the Council and the community some input at the start of the process as to what major projects they want completed over Council's term.
What is the benefit to having a multi-year budget?
The benefit of the multi-year budget is basically giving the community the certainty that those services that they're receiving today will continue on for the term of the council. Whether it is recreational services, road maintenance side, basically snow plowing and so forth, they're going to continue to get those services.
Now, I understand the benefit of that, but does that also mean that we're now locked into this budget for the next 4 years?
Flexibility and adapting to changes within the environment, whether it be the political or economic environment, is something that is a key component of multi-year budgeting.
Have a lot of other cities done this?
We're one of the very few municipalities that have actually gone ahead and implemented multi-year budgeting. This is not something that's very common yet in municipal budgeting, and we've definitely gone out in the forefront and implemented that program.
So then, how did this feel for you personally when the multi-year budget was approved?
It was a very proud moment for me, just because, once again, this is something that's not very common in municipal budgeting, and we were able to accomplish that goal. And it was a really big benefit, not only for administration, but for council, but for the community at large.
Where can we learn more about the multi-year budget?
So I'd strongly encourage everybody to check out the multi-year budget, and you can do that actually by going to the City of London's website, www.london.ca, click on the drop-down box for City Hall, and then go to Budget and Business Planning.
That's great, guys. Thank you so much for talking to us.
We're always interested in hearing from the public and the community as to what happens at City Hall, so thank you again.
Tornadoes, blizzards, even earthquakes. When disaster strikes in London, it turns out we've got some pretty great people on the job to help us make it through any crisis. Henry Klausnitzer and Tom Gaffney are ready to brave our questions from the Emergency Operations Center in Byron. For those who may not know that this exists, what is the purpose of the Emergency Operations Center?
The Emergency Operations Center is activated to support the emergency site or the incident commander during a disaster or emergency. Example could be a flood, a tornado, severe winter weather, ice storm.
Okay, and what is corporate security about?
Our responsibility in corporate security is the security of city assets and, of course, the human resources that work for the city.
All right, so you are both in the business of keeping the city safe, but what can you tell us about the Emergency Management Strategic Plan?
The Emergency Management Strategic Plan gets all the key players together, all the different city agencies, all the partner agencies for training, exercises, courses. So if there is an emergency event in the city, we're well prepared and we can respond to any disaster or emergency.
So then how do you bring together those key players?
We have a Community Emergency Management Program Committee, which are all the key players. We get together monthly for meetings, for updates of information, training, courses, how we can make the plan better, after action reports from different disasters and emergency, and how we can better prepare London for anything that happens.
Now, from what I can see, the Emergency Operations Center looks pretty cool. Is London's facility particularly noteworthy?
We do excel because of our Emergency Operations Center, the facility itself. It gives us the opportunity for training, for running exercises, and part of our public education, we do tours here. We do small presentations for different groups. It could be some of the like Lions Club, the social groups, or scout groups, or even some of the business groups that are out there in the city.
Where can we learn more?
Go to our city website, london.ca emergency, and find out more information on our division.
Thanks. Now, before we let you go, what's the best part of your job?
I think it's essentially it's the variety and the knowledge that I'm helping people in a lot of different ways on a daily basis.
Well, thank you for all that you do to keep us safe. And thanks for talking to us today.
Thanks. Come out to Byron anytime and visit us.
One of the most remarkable things about London is learning about how welcoming our community can be. And that value of diversity is absolutely reflected in our city's employees. Direct from Fire Station number 11, Aidan Prince and Allison Vickard are all fired up about this topic. So, first question that comes to mind, what exactly is workplace diversity?
A workplace diversity is having a workforce that is more diverse and reflective of our community.
I hear you have a workplace diversity inclusion plan. Tell me what exactly that involves.
We do education, training with our employees. We do a lot of campaigns to get people connected and interested in what we're doing. We have a workplace diversity inclusion committee, which Allison is part of. We have employee resource groups as well to help people feel included and supported in our organization.
So why is it important to have diverse workplaces?
I know once groups are represented within certain professions that the general public and even those that are considering that profession feel like they have a place. That really needs to be expressed so that the public or the city that you serve, those people can actually feel like the city is there to serve them and they could potentially be part of that workforce. Diversity affects all of us. And when everybody feels included and like their voices are heard, then essentially, as a worker, I come to work prepared to do a really great job.
Where can we learn more about your plan?
Certainly there's information on our intranet for employees, and there's also information on london.ca. Just search Workplace Diversity Inclusion.
Aidan, Allison, thank you for talking with us.
All right, thank you.
Have a good day.
From budgets to safety and ensuring equal opportunities for all, these are just some of the ways that London is leading in public service. When you're looking at the links these folks talked about, take a look at the other strategies and initiatives in each of the areas of focus of the strategic plan. Through leadership, innovation, and collaboration, we can all live in a city that's stable, safe, and inclusive. That's the city I live in, and that's the place I call home.